Gun control and big business. One state's loss might be Texas' gain.
I think that all the states that don't want the gun companies can send us theirs.
As much of the country restricts firearms, Governor Rick Perry is asking gun companies to set up shop here.
We want to invite you. If you're not already here, you consider coming to the place that still loves freedom.
But more business might mean more competition for an already booming industry.
And there's already, of course, a fair number of small shops here. As long as the quality's there, everything will take care of itself.
We travel to the scene of one of the worst mass shootings in U.S. history to find out how Sandy Hook, Connecticut is recovering.
This was an unspoken threat to every child in the world.
Now, in-depth coverage of the Texas legislative session. In session, in depth.
It's still hard. It's very hard. I don't see as many kids as there used to be. We're all working really, really hard to get it back together.
It was the second worst mass shooting in U.S. history, and it helped fuel the nation's gun control debate. Good morning, I'm Josh Hinkle. Thank you for joining us. What happened at Sandy Hook Elementary has a tie to Texas, and it could mean big business for the state, business that's already booming here. Texas now has about 150 gun manufacturers, everything from one-man operations to larger companies. We traveled to the scene of that tragedy, finding out how it could affect the economy down here.
If time heals all wounds, it's taking a long while in West Connecticut. Five months have done little to wash away the hurt. And the loss in the village of Sandy Hook. Safe to say, business is not back to normal.
We're running a special for $5 a haircut.
A bargain might be the only way for some shops to get by. Nancy Richards still feels the tragedy in her sales.
That after the shooting, it just died down. And nobody was walking around, there was no laughter, there's no, nobody even wanting to come down here.
To face the facts, the names of 20 children and 6 others shot dead in December at their elementary school just down the road.
Because I drive by the site every day.
In a place so peaceful, the massacre breaks the silence here daily.
And I have 3 daughters who all went through that school.
And makes its way to the front of the gun control fight nationwide.
It was really hard to figure out what normal looked like or what it was going to feel like.
In the aftermath, Connecticut passed some of the strictest firearms laws in the country, limiting some guns and banning others.
Welcome to Texas, ladies and gentlemen.
Texas Governor Rick Perry says he saw those restrictions as an opportunity.
A state that has a legislature that cares more about being politically correct than they do about economic development will pay a price in the environment that we live in today.
I'm from Texas. I think it's a fantastic idea. Sooner the better, the faster, great.
After the shooting and the growing debate, Perry sent around 30 letters to firearms companies in states facing similar measures. He writes, responding to unwarranted government intrusion into your business, you may choose to consider relocating your manufacturing operations to a state that is more business friendly. His hook? Low taxes, a fair legal system, and financial incentives.
But the fact is, we have been doing economic development outreach. You can bet the state of Texas is going to reach out to you and say, hey, you want to come to a place where you can be freer?
And on first brush, that sounds despicable.
On second glance, maybe understandable, even to the people of Sandy Hook.
What do I think about that? I think that's Rick Perry being Rick Perry.
No stranger to the Second Amendment, he's the NRA darling who shot a coyote on his morning jog, who gathers gun makers for a quick pick on Twitter, who wears the come-and-take-it mentality as a badge.
We want to invite you. If you're not already here, you consider coming to the place that still loves freedom.
Perry's approach is not unlike Nancy Richards.
Any new businesses, I think, is a good thing, no matter what happens.
He's doing what he can to attract companies. She's doing the same thing for customers.
So it's been working out so far.
Perry and a handful of other lawmakers are seeing success in their efforts to attract gun makers to Texas. Colt Competition is relocating from Connecticut. We went to the opening of Shield Tactical last week in Shiner, and a company called Tracking Point will open this fall in Pflugerville. It's been a busy few weeks for lawmakers at the state capitol, and guns have been on the forefront as members push further into the last few weeks of the session. Texas could join 24 other states in letting concealed handgun license holders 21 or older store weapons and carry weapons in college campuses. It cleared the House, but now faces a hurdle in the Senate as the similar measure has stalled in committee. But a bill that would allow CHL holders to keep their weapons in their cars parked on college campuses is now heading to the governor. A bill to establish school marshals, similar to air marshals for public schools to increase student safety, passed out of the House and is now in a Senate committee. A bill that lowers the amount of training required for a CHL to no more than 6 hours is going to the governor. The House passed another bill to decrease the fee for a CHL to $25 for honorably discharged members of the military plus volunteer or reserve peace officers. It's now in a Senate committee. Coming up, our extended interview with the governor, from gun violence to gun control to gun business. We go one-on-one.
Well, I think any manufacturer, whatever they might be, want to be appreciated wherever they are.
Then our political roundtable weighs in on Perry's plan and other gun items at the Capitol. Paul Burka from Texas Monthly, Christy Hoppy from the Dallas Morning News, and Jay Root from the Texas Tribune. Straight ahead on In Session, In Depth.